We are Black Hawk. We are LA.
As this one's out to the alley in right center field, that's going to go all the way to the wall. Trout on his way to second. Brantley plays to carry him cleanly. It's a leadoff double for Mike Trout, his 22nd of the year. This one back up the middle, and there's a base hit. Trout is going to come in to score. Brantley has no throw. And that big goose egg, as far as scoring situations, is no more. Morales lines one to left field. There's a base hit. Torrey had to head back. He's still going to be waved home. Pujols will head to third, 2-0 Angels. Jumbo steps in. Hughes went off the end of the bat. Pass Kochman into right field. Pujols will score. Morales keeps going to third. It is 3-0 Angels. And Ibar hits one out to deep right field. Chu going back, and that is gone. Big fly for Eric Ibar, 6th of the year, and the Halos get one of those back. It's 5-2. This one down the line, hit pretty well, giving Chase's Carrera toward the corner. That is gone. Big fly for Albert Pujols. Swing and a miss. Down goes Cabrera. The inning comes to an end. Light that baby up as the Angels snap their 3-game losing streak. $4.99 plus tax at participating stores. By Hyundai's Summer Drive sales event now through September 3rd. And by 76 Gas, we're on the driver's side. Spectacular night for baseball here at the Big A. The Halos snapping that 3-game losing streak last night with a victory as we welcome you inside our broadcast booth. Victor Rojas along with my partner Mark Gubicza, now 1 day older and
wiser, I think.
And glad you're back.
Yes,
glad
thank you.
Glad I made it another day to the ballpark. Last night the Angels had a terrific approach Offensively, they sent 10 men to the plate in that first inning against Ubaldo Jimenez, and you figure with Fausto Carmona, now known as Roberto Hernandez, going out there, a sinker ball pitcher, that the approach would probably be similar.
Yeah, 3 straight starters who have a power sinker down in the strike zone. The key against those guys, hitting the ball hard up the middle or the other way. And we saw those the approaches throughout the game, especially in the first inning for the Angel hitters. Much better success as far as with runners in scoring position. The run score, reason why, because they didn't try to pull that sinker. If you do, a lot of ground balls will be hit the shortstop.
All right, Ervin Santana and the Angels have taken the field. What do you expect from Ervin tonight?
Just be aggressive with your fastball. His slider is very, very good. We know how well he can throw that pitch, but that's predicated on him being able to throw his fastball in the strike zone, work down, pitch off the plate on occasion to keep them away from looking out over the plate against them. I just feel that he's going to be very aggressive tonight. The tempo there for Ervin.
Let's take a look at Manny Acta's lineup tonight for the Indians. They come in with a 54-63 record. Jason Kipnis lead things off. He'll play second base. Asdrubal Cabrera will serve as the DH. Shin-Soo Choo back out in right field. Carlos Santana behind the plate. It's Michael Brantley at center. Casey Kochman at first base. Brent Lillibridge back in the lineup. He'll play the shortstop position tonight. Jack Hanahan at third, and in left field, it's Ezekiel Carrera batting ninth. And taking on Ervin Santana, who comes in this one with a 5-10 record, and not a very good record in his career against the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah, just 1-8 mark with an ERA over 5, but that one win and no hitter back July 27th of 2011. The reason why he was able to do that, he had a tremendous fastball working that day, and then when he got ahead, his slider was unhittable. That's what he's going to try to do against his Cleveland lineup. It's very patient, although early in the game we saw last night, they were jumping on that first pitch fastball. So work down, utilize that aggressiveness, and get some quick outs.
Let's check out the Home Depot doing more on defense for the Angels. Vernon Wells in left, Mike Trout at center, Torrey Hunter is in right field. The infield consists of Alberto Callaspo, Eric Ibar, Meister Sturis, and Mark Trumbo, and Chris Iannetta is doing the catching once again.
And when Ervin on the mound, he still gets his fair share of fly balls, and Mike Trout has shown this year as one of the best center fielders, in my opinion, your opinion too, Victor, Gold Glove candidate in that center field position. He's got a couple outfield assists, and he's brought back 3 would-be home runs from that position this year, one in left center, right center, and then dead center.
Halos last night picking up the 9-6 victory. Zach Greinke picking up his first win as a member of the Angels. Gave up 4 runs on 8 hits in 7 innings of work. As Jason Kipnis takes strike 1 to start this ball game off. Kipnis last night was the DH for Cleveland. Went 1 for 5, hitting .258 on the year as he pulls this one into right field. And for the second straight night, he's got himself a leadoff single. That'll bring up Asdrubal Cabrera, the shortstop.
And with Ervin, it's always something he's trying to work on as far as slowing down a running game. Kipnis with 23 stolen base in 27 attempts. Ervin has allowed 14 stolen base in 15 attempts. He's got to hold the baseball, step off, disrupt Kipnis' ability to get a good jump against him.
First one to Cabrera is cut on and missed. Asdrubal Cabrera, normally the everyday shortstop for the Indians, serving as a DH tonight. 0 for 5 last night, hitting .278 on the season with 13 home runs and 50 runs batted in. Callaspo in on the grass as that pitch is down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is the 3rd start that Santana has had against Cleveland this year. Took the loss on April 29th. That was in Cleveland. 7 innings, 2 runs, 8 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 2 walks. He took the loss on July the 4th. That's the game in which he lasted just an inning and a third, giving up 8 runs, all earned on 6 hits. He walked 3. That was his shortest start since May 25th of 09.
That first time around, he threw the ball very well. The only runs he gave up was that fly ball to right field that Torrey lost in the sunlight in Cleveland.
Kipnis over at first with the leadoff single. Cat and mouse game played between Santana and Kipnis.
If Ervin was ever comfortable doing the step off and throw over to first base, he's going to get him. He's got 1 pickoff this year, Ervin.
Kipnis goes. It's a pitch out, swing and a miss. The throw down to second is in time. Cabrera doing everything possible to disrupt Chris Iannetta, but the Angels guessed right. There's the first out.
And the reason why that was successful because Mike Scioscia sensed that Irvin was paying attention, held the ball well. Kipnis was trying to move, get some momentum, didn't get rid of a real good jump also. And Iannetta, perfect throw, and Ibar getting Kipnis out. Just a perfect throw. Good job again by Ibar keeping that foot in front of the base. That path to slide in as a base stealer blocked by Eric Ibar.
One ball, two strikes on Asdrubal Cabrera. It's the fifth time this year that Kipnis has been caught stealing as that fastball sails up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Irvin in his last start, it was right here at the Big A on the 10th against Seattle. No decision. 6 1/3. This one's bounced right back toward the mound. He'll flip it to Trumbo for round number 2. In that start against Seattle, he had 6 strikeouts. That was the most strikeouts he'd had in a ball game since the 10 he had against the Dodgers right here on June the 23rd. Also keeping the walk totals down, just 1 walk in each of his last 3 starts.
And helping himself, fielding his position there, ground ball back the middle, quick enough to the plate, held the ball well to allow Iannetta to throw at Kipnis. So doing those little things to help him be successful.
Shin-Soo Choo takes down low, and it's 1 ball, no strikes on the right fielder. Picked up his first hit of the series last night. It was a double into the alley at right center field. Off-speed pitch outside. It is 2 balls and no strikes. Choo's hitting .282 on the year with 13 home runs and 44 runs batted in. 3-0. Irvin has had a hard time against left-handers this season, a .274 batting average against. As Chu looks at a strike, 3-1. 16 home runs allowed to lefties, 12 to right-handed batters. Righties hitting .236 against him. A 3-1 pitch. Bouncer foul into the camera well. Nice play by Greg Noisy, the cameraman down there by the Indians dugout.
No problem, he said.
Yeah, shrug of the shoulders as if he had it the whole way. 3-2. Check swing. Called strike 3. Down goes Chu, and the inning comes to an end. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Trout, Ibar, and Hunter to face Roberto Hernandez when we return with no score. first strikeout. And we will check out Mike Scissor's lineup for tonight's game. The Halos 7 games back in the West, 2.5 back in the wild card with a 61-56 mark. We'll have Mike Trout leading things off in center. Eric Ibar jumps up to the 2 spot. No Albert Pujols, so Corey Hunter will bat in the 3-hole. Kendrys Morales at DH. Mark Trumbull will play first base. Alberto Callasco at third. Vernon Wells in left. Meister Sturis gets to start at second base in place of Howie Kendrick. And it's Chris Iannetta doing the catching and batting ninth as they take on the now 31-year-old right-hander by the name of Roberto Hernandez Heredia. The artist formerly known as Fausto Carmona, making his first start of the 2012 season.
And Hernandez has a very good sinking fastball. That fastball is 90 to 95. Power sink down in the zone. Also has a pretty good slider and a changeup. You got to try to, as best you can, to bring that fastball up in the strike zone.
The first one is in for a strike. Hernandez arrested in January in the Dominican Republic, falsifying his identity, trying to obtain his U.S. visa for the season. Things came out in which obviously led to the authorities to his real identity, that being Roberto Hernandez Heredia, and the fact that he is now 31 years of age instead of his stated 28. He'll be 32 coming up here later on this month. As Trout bounces one toward the hole, Lillibridge to the backhand has it. Low throw, and he is out at first. There's the first out at the bottom of the first, and we'll check out the Indians defensively tonight. Guerrero, Brantley, and Chu in the outfield from left to right. Is Hanahan, Lillibridge, Kipnis, and Kochman are out from third to first, with Santana doing the catching.
And Hernandez with that sinking fastball. The infield is very active here tonight. Kipnis, a solid job at the second base position. His 4 errors this year, a fielding percentage of .992. Just third best in the American League. Has been involved in turning 73 double plays.
Eric Ibar jumps up to the 2-hole tonight. And he'll look at a strike. Ibar went 2 for 4 last night, including his 6th home run. Hitting .271 on the year with 32 runs batted in. 20 doubles and 3 triples. Both Hanahan and Kochman playing in the corners. That one missing outside. That's 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, we mentioned the struggles that Hernandez had in the offseason. He was placed on the restricted list by Major League Baseball. He had to have his contract reworked as the Indians picked up his option for this year. It was slated to be for $7 million, and as everything played out, they had to rework that deal for this season at a reduced rate of pay. Made 4 starts in the minor leagues, and here he is in the big leagues. That pitch misses down and in. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-1 to Ibar. This one's bounced foul up the first base line. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and we'll quickly check out our Hyundai key to the game.
Dire straits for you today, Victor. Walk of life against Hernandez. He's a guy that will walk batters, especially if you allow that fastball to start at the knees and go below that. A lot of times not in the strike zone. Make him field his position. Of course, when you get on base, you have to press the issue as far as stealing bases. Just a couple of years ago, allowed 33 stolen bases against him.
Breaking pitch looped down the third base line, tailing toward the seats, and it's out of play. The count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There was back-to-back fastballs that started at the knees, but they were going to be below and out of the strike zone. But it's very difficult, especially for a hitter, because they like, especially left-handed batters, like the fastball down. Hernandez has devastating sink on the fastball when you start swinging at that pitch.
Another 2-2. Ibar rolls over this one over to Kochman. He'll have to feed it to Hernandez. He beats Ibar. There are 2 outs. A couple of ground ball outs, and when he has it going, that's what you will see from Hernandez.
And he had to go over there and cover first. Nice job of getting in that position, but he's wasting a lot of energy getting around. He will take some time getting back to the mound. The more you make him be active on that mound, the better chances you're going to eventually He'll elevate a fastball up in the strike zone.
Kochman had some of that dirt stuck to his cleats. And Torrey Hunter will step to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. Scoreless here in the bottom of the first. Batting into 3-hole, takes a breaking pitch for a strike. He had a 2 for 5 game last night, including an RBI. That 56 on the year, a 296 average with 12 home runs. Bouncer towards short. Lillibridge has it. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Roberto Hernandez. One of the books here at the Big A, and we are scoreless. To honor the 2002 World Champions, longtime Angel great Garrett Anderson throwing out the ceremonial first pitch from, yeah, we had to show it twice because that is in front of the mound. Garrett Anderson, at least someone close to delivering a strike, and Garrett's kind enough to join us. Are you amazed?
That was a good slider, man.
Yeah, seriously.
It was gravity that pulled it down.
That's what Gooby says all the time about his pitches towards the end of his career. That gravity was causing
that could
that
get
ball
people
to
out every once in a while. It's below the hitting speed.
Hey, we had Percy up here last night, and we'll discuss what he had to say about you. But as far as this whole week and getting a chance to kind of relive it once again, the 10th anniversary of that World Championship, it's got to be pretty cool for you being here and being a part of the pregame and postgame show on Fox. Get a chance to kind of relive it a little bit on a daily basis this week.
They're forcing me to do it
now.
Yeah. I reluctantly try not to remember over the years, but no, it's going to be a great celebration all week, and it does bring back something that we all should feel proud about being a part of.
And why shouldn't you? And I mentioned that Troy said some things about you last night and about the ceremonial first pitch. This is what he had to say about your first pitch tonight.
It's not going to surprise me, whatever it is.
There's no way he can throw from the dirt. He's going to have to be in front. He's got to have that 200 feet of grass in between him. I mean, I love Garrett to death, but that is not the place for him to be.
Stay off the dirt.
Off the dirt.
Being on the mound is not the
matter
place
of fact,
for me to be.
he might want to be on the dirt in front of the plate.
The dirt in front of the plate.
So I can hand it off to
Yes.
him. Yes.
That is your former teammate. You're
That sounds
one of your
about
best
right.
buds.
That sounds about right. You know, and he actually hit in front of me in rookie ball, which is something he lets me remember every now and then, too.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I was going to ask you about that. Since he mentioned you were going to throw the ball right at the dirt in front of the plate, let's talk about his swing when you used to be together in the minor
my
leagues.
God. Oh, and I had first view of that being on the on-deck circle. He would break bats and walk back to the dugout, and people would run to the back and take their bats because he didn't care whose he was swinging. He broke so many bats. It was hilarious.
And back then, you needed to kind of hold on to your lumber. You
did.
were getting a big.
You only got a certain
shipment
amount.
every week.
You were not only you were getting a certain amount, and yes, he would take it and go up there and break it.
How much fun have you had doing the pre-post stuff of late? This is your first season doing it.
I'm having more fun than I thought I
Yep.
would. There is some preparation involved that I wasn't used to, and the perfectionist that I am, I try to make sure I'm prepared every day. But when I'm on the set and you get to talking with McGee and Ease and Mo, they make it easy for me. So I'm having a lot of fun doing it with them.
Do fans, Angel fans, kind of are they thankful to you when you get a chance to see them in the ballpark? Because I know that whether it's on Twitter, Facebook, and other different social medias, that everyone's very thrilled at the fact that Tim started doing it last year, Salmon, and then now you're doing it this season. That they get a chance to see very familiar faces, big names, which you don't see that too often anymore. The big name guys that made a little bit more money than the older players come back and be a part of the media and be a part of the team that they were long-time associated with.
I am getting some thank yous in the crowd, especially this week. I think it's when it's really bringing it up to the people that, it was 10 years ago that we won. He was a part of it. Yeah, I've gotten quite a few thank yous walking in the concourse, going out to do the set on the live show.
And the big thing, too, you get to talk about, the World Series, but also with the team's struggles of late, you've been able to help and make those points as far as the swing coming back, what Mike Socha is going to be like, especially when those meetings you were talking about the other day, when he has those closed-door meetings, just to get everyone back on that same page as far as starting to win some games.
It's tough to do that because I have a fine line I have to cross. I have to go down there and talk to those guys. But no, I don't have a problem sharing those things, and I think fans should know some of that stuff, what goes on, because they do pour their heart and souls into the team and they get behind them.
Kochman bouncing this one to Trumbo, and Garrett Anderson.
You can sit off that mound. Look at you. Look, you got 1, 2, 3 innings.
Nice.
You did great.
You can come back anytime, man. All right, Percy, maybe not so much.
That was a long inning.
Absolutely. Right to the bottom of the second with no score. Thanks,
you got it.
In the top of the second, here in the bottom of the second, it'll be Morales, Trumbo, and Callaspo against Roberto Hernandez, who had 3 ground ball outs in the first. The first one is in for a strike. Kendricks last night had a single in that first inning. The Angels batting around 10 minutes of plate against Ubaldo Jimenez and scoring 4 runs. 1 for 5 overall, hitting .277 on the year. As he lays off that one. Count even. And 1-1. 15 home runs and 52 RBIs for Kendricks. Morales fouls it off the left. Indians, as we pointed out last night, with Kendricks at the plate, overshift with 3 infielders on the right side. Kipnis, the second baseman, is out in shallow right field, and Chu, the right fielder, very deep in right. Lillibridge, a shortstop at what would be normally the second base position. The 1-2 outside.
Boy, 3 off-speed pitches so far of the 4. Couple of 3 changeups, 1 fastball against Morales here.
Hernandez, last year's opening day starter for the Cleveland Indians. Off speed away, and it's a full count. Hernandez went 7-15 last season with a 5.25 ERA, 32 games, all starts, and 109 strikeouts and 60 walks. So for the most part, he is a guy that I don't dare to say a contact guy, but he lives with the ground ball out. 3-2, and it's sharply hit, and that is through the shift. And the Halos get their first hit. It's a leadoff single to start the second.
And that fastball was up just enough where Kendricks was able to get the good part of the bat on it. That, again, that's the approach you have to have against Hernandez. That power sink or changeup, but this was up. It's just a good approach. Laid off some pretty tough changeups. You got a fastball you can hit, and Kendricks gets that first base hit. And when his fastball is up in his zone, Hernandez, more lateral movement. And when he has it starting at the knees, he's got good sink to the fastball.
There's Mark Trumbo with nobody out and a man at first. Trumbo went 1 for 4 last night, an RBI single in that first inning. Take that one down low. Mark struck out the next 3 at bats. 1 for 4 overall game. 29 home runs and 74 runs batted in. Still with the little 3-game hitting streak in which he's gone 3 for 12. Still have not seen him get back to that swing we've seen for the better part of 4+ months. The last couple of weeks have been rough on him. Breaking pitches in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Morales standing at first with a leadoff single. 1-1. Chasing that one. Rolls it foul. 1-2. Short lead for Kendricks. That one's down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hernandez made 4 starts, as we pointed out, in the minor leagues. Getting ready for this start, his 2012 big league debut. At 2-1 with a 4.07 ERA. 20 strikeouts, 4 walks. 2 starts at low A ball, 2 starts at AAA Columbus.
Well, that whole right side of the infield wide open for Trumbo to hit a ground ball that way if he throws something on the outer half.
This one's line to left. Left that one up, an off-speed pitch, and the Halos have back-to-back hits to start this second inning.
Second pitch this inning, he's got up. You mentioned that, Victor. Be successful against Hernandez. Work him up. A changeup. Stayed up. Good hand motion there for Trumbo. Threw the baseball very well. Kept his balance. Squared that one up well in the left field. The big thing for Mark, keeping the weight back and the good balance.
Two on, nobody out for Alberto Callaspo. Alberto 0 for 4 in last night's game, hitting .241 now. He'll look at a strike on the corner. Alberto 2 for 14 in this homestand. The only starter last night without a hit. He's had just 2 hits in his last 20 at bats. He's got Morales standing at second and Trumbo at first. That's in the dirt, gets away from Santana, and both runners will advance.
You've seen the first 2 games of the series, pitchers that will throw pitches in the dirt with some wild pitches. Hernandez pitch in the dirt. Santana tried to get his body over, but the spin on that breaking pitch did not allow that to keep it in front. Big break for the Angels. Both runners now in scoring position for Callaspo.
This one line to left field. That'll bring home a run. Trumbo will be stopped at third. 1-0 Angels. Alberto Callaspo with his 36th run batted in.
Well, just like we said in the beginning part of the game, the approaches and going the other way. Kept his hands back, a breaking pitch, off speed once again by Hernandez, and his stay back, shortened up his swing. Good contact in the left field, driving in that first run of the game. 36th RBI of the season for Callaspo.
Nobody out. 2 on for Vernon Wells. First one's in for a strike. Vernon hitting .229 with 7 home runs and 16 runs batted in. Had to start at Sunday's game with 3 for 3. Or pardon me, that was Saturday. Had to start on Sunday, went 0 for 3 with a sac fly. Takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's what Vernon's looking to do right now. Hit a ball in the air to an outfielder at the very least. Bring home Trumbo with the second run of the inning.
4 runs batted in his last 2 games. Prior to that, he had 4 RBIs in his previous 25 games. 1-1 pitch. This one right to short. Littlebridge bobbles it for a second. They're not going to get an out. 2-0 Angels. On what was going to be, or should have been, probably a tailor-made double play and a run scoring. A run scores. There's nobody out. Runners at first and second.
Boy, a big break for the Angels. If no would have been on, it would have run would have scored. With Trumbo's going on the play, on the contact. Still try to be quick, even when the ball hit his glove. Thinking in terms of a double play. At that point, you just try to get it out at second base.
Error all the way. Just the second error by Littlebridge this season in 73 games. Costuris looking to bunt. Drops a bunt up the first base line. It'll trickle. Santana can't pick up the ball. That's a fair ball. Little miscommunication there at the last minute. Santana went for it. The ball checked up.
Hernandez got in the way.
That is a base hit for Meister Asturias. They're loaded up for Chris Iannetta.
It's a tough play for Santana because Hernandez is coming in on the baseball. Looks like he's going to get it, but then gets in the way, and Santana's unable to make that play. We talked about making Hernandez field his position, make him get off the mound. He's got a devastating sinking fastball, but that's part of the game you're trying to do against him. Make him be part of that fielding position.
Ruben Niebla, the interim pitching coach for the Indians, out to talk things over with Hernandez. Nobody out. Bases loaded. 2-0 Angels. Iannetta will come to the plate after going 2 for 2 last night. He was on board 4 times. 2 singles, an RBI, 2 walks, and a run scored for Chris. Hernandez's hat is absolutely just soaked. And there are some guys that just perspire that much, and there are others that like to pour the water on their hat just to feel the coolness on their scalp. This might be a combination of both. It is a warm afternoon, or was a warm afternoon. A little muggier than it has been the last couple of days. And the first one to Iannetta is down low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Just like last night in the first inning when the Angels scored 4, I ended up with another opportunity to get a run across. He had 2 hits yesterday's game, a couple walks.
Iannetta lines one out to center field. That's going to hang up for Brantley. Tagging at third is Callaspo. Here comes the throw, and it's cut off. 3-0 Angels. Sac fly for Chris Iannetta, his 13th run batted in.
Well, you emphasize it once again. Nice approaches at the plate. Don't chase pitches down. And you've had back-to-back games against starting pitchers that are all sinker ball specialists. bringing those fastballs up in the zone gives you a better chance to be successful hitting the ball in the air and getting the job done.
So back to the top of the order now, Mike Trout. 7th man to bat in the inning. Mike grounded out to Littlebridge, a shortstop in the first, so he's 0 for 1. Santana, the catcher, calls time, wants to run through the signs. Wells standing at second as Sturris is over at first. There's Ubaldo Jimenez, who took the loss last night, now 9-12, as he lasted just 4 innings, giving up 8 runs last night.
And they brought that sinker up in the strike zone, flattens it out, becomes very hittable.
Breaking pitch chopped over to third. Hanahan will go to second. Out of time. Wells stops at third. So Sturris is retired for the second out. Trout reaches on the fielder's choice. And you figure he'll be going very early in the count with Hernandez on the mound.
Especially with Hernandez, he might try to be quicker to the plate. We've mentioned the fact is a number of the pitchers on this Cleveland staff, especially in the starting staff, can bounce pitches in the dirt. So Vernon has to be aware of that also to be able to get a good secondary lead. Read that if the ball's in the dirt.
Trout takes off. The off-speed pitch is down low. The throw from Santana goes off the glove of Littlebridge. Wells with a good read. The throw goes all the way to the backstop. And Trout heads up at third, 4-0 Angels. And Manny Acta probably sitting in that dugout wondering what the heck Santana was doing, even throwing that baseball to second base, because Trout had that bag easily.
Maybe if he was throwing, if he was going around the base, he was going to be able to get it. There's no chance to be able to throw at Trout with that jump he had.
You figure it's going to be a double error on Littlebridge, on Santana first, and then Littlebridge.
Well, nice job. Good read by Vernon.
So a man at third and 2 outs. 4-0 Angels. A 1-0 count on Ibar. Eric pulls it foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
38th stolen base on the year for Mike Trout.
And it is a double error. 3 errors in the inning. 2 by Littlebridge, 1 by Santana. One ball, 2 strikes. These guys think that's the third out. I don't know where they're going. That's 1 ball, 2 strikes. They must have thought the first pitch was a called strike. It was close. That's the one that Trout took off on. But both Hernandez and Santana thought that that was strike 3. Manny Acta is going to come out and get an explanation from Greg Gibson.
We're going to wander too far away from the plate with the speed of Mike Trout at third.
You know, thankfully, if you're the Indians and Santana didn't roll the ball back to the mound, because then you probably would have seen Trout try to score from third base. This is the first pitch of the at-bat that Trout took off on. Pretty close pitch, but it was called down. It was a ball. Ibar fouled off the next pitch and then the called strike, so you could see where they perhaps thought that it was strike 3, but it is instead 1 and 2. This one ripped past Kochman, down the line she goes. Trout will score. Ibar on his way to second, and he is going to try to go to third. Kipnis with a relay, not in time. RBI triple for Eric Ibar. 5-0 Angels.
Boy, the threat and the ability to have speed in your lineup, right down the line, even with that toe, still bothering Ibar a little. Then all of a sudden saw the ball get around the corner, was flying into third base for his 4th triple of the year. Another RBI, give him RBI number 33.
He's over at third base, still 2 outs. The Angels have batted around as Hunter steps to the plate. Breaking pitch just got underneath it. Skies went out to shallow center. Jason Kipnis, the second baseman, makes the catch, and the inning comes to an end. But the Halos battle around, send 9 men to the plate. They score 5 times, and after 2, they lead it 5-0. Top of the third inning. Cleveland has set up the bottom third of their order. Lillibridge, Hanahan, and Carrera to face Irvin Santana. Halos batting around in the bottom of the second for the 11th time this season. First time in 2 straight games. Beautiful sky above this ballpark. The first one to the shortstop is in for a strike. Lillibridge hitting .205 with a couple of home runs and 5 runs batted in. Started the season with the Red Sox. Pushing it off with the Cleveland Indians. That pitch is just off the plate. One pitch. Swing and a miss on the off speed. Lillibridge had the night off last night. He got the start at third base in Monday night's contest and ended up going 2 for 4. The home run and a single. The home run, his second of the season. That was off of C.J. Wilson. Young man originally in the Atlanta Braves system. This one looped out towards short. Ibar is there. There's the first out here in the third.
Yeah, Lillibridge looked like he was in protect mode from that hard slider that Urban has the fastball up, but off the end of the bat, and Ibar was able to catch that soft line drive.
Here's Jack Hanahan, the third baseman. He swings the first pitch, loops one out to shallow left. Ibar going out. Wells comes sliding in, and Eric immediately was calling for that baseball. Makes the catch for the second out.
Well, Ibar is as good as it gets as far as going back on a pop-up. Be able to track that one down. Well, back on, he's calling it right away. But again, an outfielder has that option of calling off a middle infielder going back on a pop-up. Fortunately enough for Vernon and for Ibar, he was able to slide and avoid much contact with Ibar.
So 2 outs and nobody on base. And here's Ezekiel Carrera, the left fielder. Carrera last night 1 for 4. Limited action for him this year, hitting .394 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. pinch hit in Monday's game, and they got to start at left field last night. Getting a lot of playing time with Johnny Damon being designated for assignment. The pitch misses down and away. It's 2 balls and a strike. Irvin has allowed a base hit. That was to Jason Kipnis to lead off the ball game, and he has 1 strikeout. That was of Chu looking. This one lined to short, and Eric Ibar, busy guy, collects all 3 outs here in the top of the 3rd. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. The Halos on top 5-0. By authority of the Los Angeles Angels, it may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Halos up 5-0 as we start the bottom of the 3rd. Kendrys Morales to lead things off. He was the guy that led off the rally in the 2nd with a single through the overshift. So Kendrys is 1 for 1 with a run scored. Halos picking up 5 hits in that 2nd inning. Cleveland committing 3 errors. A big one was the one at Lillibridge, his first one. He committed off the bat of Vernon Wells.
Well, that changed the entire inning for the Angels.
Little dribbler up the 3rd base line. Hernandez can't get it, and an infield base hit for Kendrys Morales. I repeat, an infield base hit for Kendrys Morales.
And a no-doubter also.
Once it got by Hernandez, there was nothing that he could do with the overshift.
Yeah, Hernandez, once it got by him, he was looking for help. There was no way anybody was going to be in that position to make a play. And Kendrys going down the line, 2nd hit of the game already.
He was sniffing it out. He really was.
He knew it.
So 2 for 2 for Morales, and here is Mark Trumbo. Trumbo had a base hit to left field in the 2nd inning on an off-speed pitch that was up in the zone by Hernandez. Swings and misses on the breaking pitch. No balls and a strike.
Boy, Mark looked like he was looking for a fastball there first pitch, especially after Hernandez had to go after that slow roller from Kendrys. Hoping to get a fastball up.
Kochman playing in front of Morales over at first base. Kendrys with a short lead. That breaking pitch is cut on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes.
Looks like Hernandez has a new hat this inning. Sweated through the first one.
Jumbo asking for time. Callaspo is on deck. Oh, 2 pitch off speed. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. The mindset for Hernandez, and this being his 5th start of the year. I mean, you figure you take those 4 starts kind of as spring training starts and get the green light here. Trumbull loops one out to right. Chu moves back on it. He's there to make the catch, and there's the first out. AM 830 in the ESPN Zone. Anaheim are teaming up again to host the Angels Cooking Challenge at Downtown Disney tomorrow. That's at 10 a.m. Come watch Peter Borges, Mark Trumbo, and other Angels raising money for the Angels Baseball Foundation. For more information and to purchase tickets, just visit am830.net. But just to get back to Hernandez, I mean, it's not that odd to see. I mean, it's an odd situation in general, what he has gone through or put himself through. But basically, those 4 minor league starts are kind of like the spring training prep for him.
And a lot of times you hear almost every starter throughout spring training when their 4th or 5th start, they mention that dead arm period.
Kendrys Morales goes. The hit and run was on it. Gets by Kipnis into center. Morales runs into Lillibridge, the shortstop. He is at third base regardless. So the hit and run works, and the Halos have runners at first and third with 1 out.
Yeah, nice approach once again by Callaspo, his 2nd hit of the game, up the middle with this swing. Hit right by Hernandez. Kendricks running into Lillibridge, would have been safe at third no matter what. Once going by the base, making contact with him. Jerry Davis right on the call.
Yep.
And again, back to your point, that dead arm period for a pitcher, you might feel good. You might feel like you have good life on the fastball, but generally, until you start building that arm strength, you're losing about 2 or 3 miles and less sink on your fastball for Hernandez.
1 ball, no strikes on Wells, who reached on that critical error by Brent Lillibridge. Picked up an RBI and eventually scored. Halos tonight 3 for 6 with men in scoring position. This one pulled over to third. Hanahan bobbles it for a second, fires to second for 1. Relay to first, not in time. Wells legs it out. Morales crosses the plate. 6-0 Angels.
And a slight another bobble by an infielder allows Vernon to get to first base and get another RBI. Well hit ball. Hanahan bobbled it just enough to allow Vernon to go down to first base and beat that relay throw from Kipnis. And he might have got a break there also. Kochman had that ball in the glove just before Vernon got the foot on the base.
So 2 outs, Wells at first, 6-0 Halos as Sturris takes down low. Meiser was trying to sacrifice in the 2nd inning, put a perfect bunt down on the first base line. A little miscommunication between Hernandez and Santana resulted in an infield base hit. Two balls and no strikes. So Wells is 0 for 2, but 2 runs batted in, giving him 18 on the year. Wells takes off. The 2-0 pitch is outside. The third out from Santana is in time. Wells is called out at second base. And the inning comes to an end. The Halos get a run on a couple of hits. Leave nobody on base. We're through 3. Halos on top 6-0. Top of the fourth inning, the Angels up by the score of 6-0. Vernon Wells picking up a couple of runs batted in, 0 for 2 tonight. Error by Lillibridge and a fielder's choice. But 2 big runs batted in. Jason Kipnis takes a breaking pitch for a strike. Kipnis bounces this one over to Asturis at second base. First out of the fourth is in the books. Let's take a look at our AT&T trivia question for tonight. Which Cy Young Award winner appeared in the movie Major League featuring the Indians? You know the answer, don't you?
Yes, I do.
As Jubal Cabrera lines on the right field. And it's a 1-out single for Cabrera. So man on board. Second hit tonight for Cleveland. That'll bring up Shin-Soo Choo, the right fielder. Great movie, Major League.
Oh, no question.
Choo struck out looking in the first. The only punch out Santana's had tonight. Fastball misses down low. One and one.
So far, Irvin's been very aggressive in the strike zone. 39 pitches thrown here into the fourth inning with 1 out. 26 strikes.
Pretty good lead for Cabrera over at first base. 2 balls and a strike. Iannetta threw out Jason Kipnis in the first inning as the Angels guessed right on a pitch out. Halos with 5 in the second, 1 in the third. 6-0 here in the fourth. In the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Irvin, after holding the ball to pitch before the quick pitch, throw out the timing of Cabrera, who has 6 stolen bases in 10 attempts.
Upstairs, and he walked him. So a single followed by the walk. First one issued by Santana. That'll bring up Carlos Santana, the catcher.
Iannetta run right out to Irvin to get him back on track. He's had great stuff early on in this game. Get back to that same approach. Pretty dangerous hitter up here in Carlos Santana. See if you can get a ground ball to Meiser at second base. And a good job as far as getting a lot of your outs in the infield.
Santana takes a breaking pitch up and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Cleveland last night 2 for 5 with men in scoring position. 5 for 13 in the series. Santana grounded out to Asturis, leading off the second. 0 for 1 tonight. This one ripped down the line, but foul. Cabrera standing at second, Choo at first. Decent speed on the bases for Cleveland. 1-1 pitch. 2 balls and a strike. Irvin with back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings in the second and third. Faced a minimum 3 in the first due to that caught stealing of Kipnis. Now second time through the order. Got Kipnis to ground out. Single by Cabrera and the walk to Choo. That is ripped down a line again. This one again, hooking foul. Irvin living on the edge with those pitches up and in on Santana. 2-2.
Well, now if you're Irvin, you gotta see those approaches by Santana against you and think, all right, let me utilize that two-seam fastball down and away. Santana seems to be pull happy here. You get an easy ground ball in the infield.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Santana. 2 down.
Good slider here for Irvin. That's that pitch when he's on a roll. Very, very effective. Second strikeout of the game for Irvin.
So 2 outs and 2 on. Michael Brantley at the plate. He lined one out to Torrey Hunter in his second inning at bat. 0-1. Brantley 0 for 4 on Monday, but had a 3-hit game last night, going 3 for 4, including a home run, his 5th of the year. Done a nice job out in center field. Part of that CC Sabathia trade. And he wasn't the big name in that trade coming over from Milwaukee. Looked like he went around on that pitch. He did, says Phil Cousin. 0-2. Matt Laporta was the big time prospect.
He was supposed to be a mainstay at third base.
He's still down in the minor leagues.
Had a tough time making contact with breaking pitches. Pretty good with the fastball, but expands the strike zone against the breaking ball.
Michael, the son of former big leaguer Mickey Brantley, has a couple of men on, but in the hole here at 0-2 with 2 outs. Got to get him a chase again. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I was asking Chris Iannetti the other day about Irvin's slider. Sometimes we've even thought it was a curveball during the course of a game, more of a 12-6 break. Says Irvin changes speeds pretty well with his slider. That's the one right there you want to get on top of your slider and snap it down and in. When he gets around his slider, that's when he runs into problems.
A ball and 2 strikes on Brantley with 2 outs. The Halos up 6-0. This one rolled foul. .52 pitches thrown by Irvin so far tonight. 33 have been strikes. Go back outside with a fastball.
I still think it's a perfect spot for him, especially after a lot of sliders in.
Fastball away, line foul.
He made contact. The only reason why he made contact on that fastball because it was up high enough where he can fight that one off. He was late on it. So when you see a hitter, a left-handed batter after a number of sliders down and in, the hard slider that Irvin has, if you go downstairs with that fastball, there's no way you're going to be able to hit that ball hard. But elevate it, you can at least fight it off like he did.
Go back out there once again.
Definitely. He's looking slider down and in.
He gets the slider down and in. Pulls it foul. 20 pitches thrown by Santana here in the 4th inning. And now the 21st pitch of the inning. This one grounded weakly towards short. Ibar's got it. Will touch second base. The inning comes to an end. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. 6-0 Halos. Angels baseball is brought to you by the new wireless receiver from AT&T Uverse. Visit AT&T.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. By CarMax. Start the search for your next car at CarMax. CarMax. Start here. And by Hawaiian Gardens Casino. Get your game on. Angels up 6-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Meister Sturris leading things off. He'll be followed by Chris Iannetta and then Mike Trout. Meister lines one out to center field. Brantley plays a deeper center field than most. He's there to make the catch for the first out. Let's go back to our AT&T trivia question as Chris Iannetta comes to the plate. Which Cy Young Award winner appeared in the movie Major League? None other than Pete Vukovich.
He was a hitter in there, wasn't he?
Yeah. Clue Haywood.
It's a great name.
Yeah. Breaking pitches inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Didn't Clue lead the league in nose hairs? And when he sneezes, it's like a party favor. Wasn't that the line or something like that?
I think it was.
Good old Harry Doyle. Iannetta with a sac fly in the second. As that pitch misses up and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Chris picking up his 13th run batted in.
Charlie Sheen threw out the first pitch of the Blue Jay game the other day.
And why wouldn't he?
Yes. Got to get him back down here to Angel Stadium. He used to come to quite a few games over the years.
Yeah. 3 balls and no strikes. Wouldn't it? We were in Toronto last year. Was it? Maybe it was the film festival. Isn't it Toronto Film Festival? Is that September or is that in August?
I know we were there.
Thinking,
they came around.
Maybe that's the reason why he was up there. Or maybe he just loves baseball.
Yeah.
White Sox ended up beating the Blue Jays tonight 9-5. Detroit beat Minnesota 5-1. Oakland lost 3-2 to Kansas City, and Baltimore won again 5-3 over Boston. This one sharply hit towards short, backhanded by Lillibridge. Out. 2 outs. And of course, the Seattle Mariners getting the perfect game from Felix Hernandez as they defeated the Tampa Bay Rays 1-0 at Safeco.
Amazing. 3 perfect games this year. First time ever.
Philip Umber at Safeco, Matt Cain at AT&T Park, and then Felix today at Safeco.
How about 3 no-hitters at Safeco this year? 2 perfect games and 1 no-hitter, combined no-hitter.
That's right. Trout's 0 for 2 with a ground ball to short, reached on a fielder's choice in the second, stole a base and scored a run. The Rays, of course, will start a 4-game series here at the Big A tomorrow night. Breaking pitch down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Albert Pujols getting just the day off today, as is Howie Kendrick. The pitch misses in. 3-0. That's why those 2 guys are not in the lineup today. And Howie's name was mentioned. Seems to be more of a matchup situation with Albert, who's just giving him a day off.
And Howie just 2 for 11 against Hernandez, and Pujols, all these games in a row. 88 of 89 games played for Pujols. Day off. And that swing is back. There's no question. His last 2 at-bats 2 nights ago, then carried into the game last night.
Give him a day off today. Play 4, off day travel day on Monday. Play 6, off day the next Monday. As Trout lines one to deep left. Carrera going back at the wall. Gone! Big fly for Mike Trout. 7-0 Angels.
Boy, that swing, that compact, quick swing for Trout. 22 home runs, 66 RBI. Didn't take long for that baseball to get out of the ballpark. 3-1 count. His ability to get into hitters' counts, truly amazing. And then threw the baseball, catch it out in front. Good part of the bat. And into the bullpen.
Ibar cues one off the bat toward third. Hanahan with the barehanded play throws out Ibar. The inning comes to an end, but the Angels tack on a run on Trout's 22nd home run of the season. We're through 4, and the Halos up 7-0. Fifth inning, we welcome you inside our broadcast booth, and just as it get old, watching Mike Trout swing the bat, play this game of baseball, his 22nd of the year, and all of a sudden the Angels have a 7-0 lead.
It's amazing how he always gets himself into good hitters count. 3-1 count, gets a fastball down, and catches that baseball out in front to be able to drive it out to left field. That's how quick his swing is, and the approach is the important thing for him. Connected, 22nd home run of the year, 66 RBI.
Irvin said Jana back to work. He'll face Kochman, Lillibridge, and Hanahan here in the fifth. Irvin with 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 2 hits allowed.
Oh, yeah, and 2 runs scored already in the game for Trout.
Irvin falls behind at 2 balls and no strikes on the Indians' first baseman, the former Halo. Kochman grounded out to Trumbo's first time up. This one over to his Stewart, second base. 1 out.
Cayasco goes, yeah. And Albert goes, well, you know what? I have 471. I think I know a little bit about hitting the ball out of the ballpark. But Trout is this unbelievable. His energy, too, he's brought to this club since coming up in late April.
There's Lillibridge, a shortstop. Pops up the first pitch on the first base side. Trumbo near the railing. Runs out of room. A 0-1 count. You know, and there's some out there that still, more so on the national level, that wonder about Trout and why didn't the Angels bring him up earlier? Why they wait all the way till April 28th? Some tend to forget too that he was sick. He lost a lot of weight. His spring training started later.
And his shoulder was sore, throwing arm.
On top of, where was he going to play at that point? At that point, Bobby Abreu, Vernon Wells, Mark Trumbull was still looking for at-bats. So there's a number of circumstances. He tore up AAA, and he's been tearing up American League pitching since.
This is a special player, what he brings to the club. And Peter Borges not getting many opportunities, who had a fantastic year last year. Double figures in all the major offensive categories for the Angels, and Borges unable to get much playing time of late.
Fouled off to the right, and the count remains at 1-2. Lillibridge lined out to Ibar, leading off the third. That fastball getting away from Irvin. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
No player in Major League Baseball history has led in all 3 of these categories: batting average, runs, and steals. That's where he's at right now.
Full count. Irvin just kind of got around that slider. He's had a pretty good one tonight.
Got 6 ground ball outs. Eric Ibar and Meister Stewart's been very active in this game so far with Irvin on the hill.
3-2 pitch. Breaking pitch, got him looking down. Goes Lillibridge, 2 down. Strikeout number 3 for Santana. We take a look at our upcoming schedule. We mentioned that 4-game series coming up tomorrow. The Tampa Bay Rays, Dan Herron, Jared Weaver, C.J. Wilson, Zach Greinke, the 4 starters for the Angels. And as you recall, the Rays pitched very good against the Angels the last time they were in town just a couple of weeks ago.
A couple of tough lefties, the first and last game of the 4-game series. Matt Moore's been throwing the ball exceptionally well for the Rays of late.
1 ball, 1 strike on Hanahan, the third baseman. Popped out to Eric Ibar out in shallow left field. This one out to the alley in left center field. Vernon Wells and Trout. It's Trout making the call on the catch as Irvin Santana has himself his third 1-2-3 inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. The Angels still on top. Torrey Hunter to lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Angels, up 7-0. Hunter, Morales, and Trumbo against Roberto Hernandez. No strikeouts, no walks for Hernandez. 8 hits allowed, including the home run to Trout in the 4th. Torrey tonight 0 for 2. Ground out and a pop-up. And he just missed on that pop-up to a breaking pitch in the 2nd inning that went out to shallow center field. Good sinking fastball down and in. No balls and 2 strikes.
And that's the pitch Hernandez has tried to be consistent with in this game, but when he gets anything up in the strike zone, it's been hit pretty hard.
65 pitches thrown by the big right-hander. Torrey bounces it foul. We'll go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
Walk of life. talked about Hernandez making a fielder's position, working the counts, trying to get some fastballs up in the zone. It's been successful so far. When Hernandez had to go fielder's position, there's been some effect as far as the very next pitch coming back to that mound. A lot of success for hitters tonight.
Watch out. Leadoff man is on board. An off-speed pitch just got away from him.
If you're going to get hit with a pitch, that's the pitch you want to get hit with, an off-speed pitch.
One ball, no strikes on Morales, who was singled twice. Once through the overshift, the other one an infield single up the third base side that just got past Hernandez, the pitcher. So he's 2 for 2 with a couple of runs scored. And again, the Indians overshift, although Kipnis is on the dirt on the right side. Off speed pitch is in there. 1-1. Another score that we did not mention is the one in New York, the Yankees and the Rangers. They were delayed to start that ball game with the rain there. Yankees leading Texas 3-2. That game now is in the top of the 8th. This one out toward right field. Choose moving back on it. That's over his head. Torrey got a great read on it as that ball one-hops the fence. Morales on his way to second. The throw goes there. Torrey keeps coming home to throw to the plate. And he is... Well, I think they're going to call him out, but that spike hit Greg Gibson, the home plate umpire, and he is down. It looks like there's blood on the hand.
Yeah, that slide, the collision at the plate, like the cleats came up and hit Greg Gibson right in the face.
Hanahan's throw sailed toward the third base line. Torrey trying to avoid the tag, went into a slide, and as Gibson went to make the call, Torrey's spike may have come up and hit Gibson right in the eye there. I mean, to us, it looked like the tag got Torrey before he touched home plate, but no signal, of course, and it's a dead ball. Morales stays at second base. Looked like Manny Gonzalez has just gone back down to the umpire's room. It looked like Manny will be putting on the gear. There's Manny Gonzalez heading down to get his gear on. Jerry Davis has his back to us, as is Phil Cuzzy, who was behind the plate last night. There's Cuzzy to the right. Let's go back and watch this play. See where Gibson is at. And as Torrey goes into a slide, watch the leg kick up and get him right on the eye.
Well, he was in that position where a lot of times we've always asked umpires, where are you going to be best be able to make a call at the plate. Gibson was right in there and then gets hit with the cleats by Torrey as he spins around.
So Gibson will be taken off. Adam Neville and Rick Smith, the 2 trainers for the Angels, assisting there. And now Mike Scioscia having a conversation with Jerry Davis, who is the crew chief. Manny Acta's out there as well behind the home plate area. If Greg Gibson is all right. Looks like Scioscia's getting an explanation from Jerry Davis. Now let's talk about the play. The forearm touches the head, the hand touches the plate, and Maybe Torrey did get the hand in there before the tag. And it is an out. Jerry Davis has called Torrey Hunter out.
Well, when that ball was thrown in from Chu from right field, it got away from that second base area, but Hanahan was in position to field it and quickly threw home.
And Morales will pick up his third hit of the ball game, his 16th double of the year. Now we will just wait for Manny Gonzalez, the first base umpire, to get his home plate gear on, and we'll resume play. Roberto Hernandez is going to get a chance to get some warm-up pitches here.
Well, it doesn't look like, unless he gets him on the tag on the way around. So he did initially tag, but then that spike came up. Gets Greg Gibson. It's a tough call, especially, I mean, he was right in position. Gibson was.
So Kendrys picks up his 16th double of the year. That put out goes at 9-5-2. One out. Man in scoring position. Still a 7-0 lead for the Halos. And Torrey just trying to take advantage of the fact that Chu just spun around and fired that ball to second as the cutoff situation was geared up to come to home. They were, you know, a ball over your head. You concede the double on most occasions, even with Kendrys as well. As that ball was hit, that you got a lead runner. You set up your relays as you're coming home to keep that runner at third base.
Torrey just read that one so well. Most times you're going to look and make sure that ball got over Chu's head in right field, but he realized he had no chance because it hit so well. He got that big jump. It was around third, and then the throw in, there was nobody there at the base.
Chu plays the short hop. The ball caroms high. He immediately fires to second base, and there's nobody at second base.
Somebody at second base, that might have been a close play.
Yep. And if Torrey scores, it's the fourth error of the night for Cleveland. Remember, they committed 3 errors in the second inning as the Angels picked up 5 hits. So when play resumes, Morales will be at second, and Trumbo will be the batter.
And Cleveland coming into this game were 4th best as far as fielding percentage in the American League, but they've struggled tonight.
No runs, 2 hits, 3 errors, 2 left on for Cleveland. The Angels 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base, pardon me. Hernandez trying to stay loose as much as possible. And how about a night for Kendrys Morales? 3 hits tonight. Hit the ball well against a sinker baller. Hernandez has made some mistakes up in the zone, and Kendrys certainly has taken advantage of it. Hey, tomorrow when the Halos take on the Rays, remember that's a 7:05 start. Fans in attendance will receive a pitcher and cup set, courtesy of Pechanga, while supplies last. Purchase your tickets today at the Angel Stadium ticket office or by logging on at angels.com. Good sign, of course, that Greg Gibson, the home plate umpire, walked off the field.
Had a smile and joking around with everybody. Everyone gave him his well wishes as he came through the Angel dugout. Really hasn't been any complaints as far as his strike calling throughout the game is very good.
Halos looking for a victory here to try to gain some ground in the American League West, as well as the wild card, of course. We take a look at our standings, brought to you by Kia. Texas is trailing the Yankees. That game in the bottom of the 8th inning. So if that score holds and the Angels hold on here, the Halos pick up a game in the standings. They would be 6 back in the West. Oakland has lost today, so they would be tied with the Oakland Athletics. And then, of course, in the wild card standings, Baltimore won, Tampa Bay lost. The Angels came into today's action 2.5 games back in the wild card standings. You see Manny Gonzalez, who was at first base, takes over behind the plate. He's got the lineup cards and making sure everything is
One
all
thing
straightened out with Phil Cousins.
Also have to keep in mind, Urban Santana sitting on that bench for a long time. He may be awarded a few extra warm-up pitches when he takes the mound in the top of the 6th.
So we resume play here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 out. Morales standing at second base. Urban's had a nice night tonight. 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 hits allowed. 3 times tonight he's retired the sign in order. Good slider. Some life on that fastball. He's relied on that slider quite a bit tonight. 68 pitches so far through 5 innings. As Hernandez gets a chance to throw some warm-up pitches with Gonzalez behind the plate. So we will work with a 3-man crew. Jerry Davis, the crew chief, is over at first, and Cuzzy will serve as that third base umpire, as he did at the start of this game. Mark Trumbull will step to the plate. He's 1 for 2 tonight with a single and a run scored. That was in the 2nd, and he hit a fly ball to right field in the 3rd inning. Broken bat bouncer right back to the mound. 2 outs.
We'll talk about how it's difficult for players in the month of August. We've seen some umpires the last few games for the Angels having a tough time. Bill Miller, remember that pitch thrown from Greinke in Oakland, was hit square on the mask and had to leave the game. The Angels had to deal with a 3-man umpiring crew in that game to finish off the game, and same thing here tonight.
Here's Callaspo. Takes down low. Alberto's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. 1 to left, 1 to straightaway center field. He's also picked up an RBI. Off speed pitch rolled foul. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Hernandez at 73 pitches. Esmail Rogers begins to loosen. Remember, this is Hernandez's first start in the big leagues this season. There's the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike.
Odd game for Hernandez tonight. He's made some mistakes, but he has not been helped out by his defense. He's been out of a couple innings. A couple of ground balls look like it were at infielders. It could have been double play balls.
Lays off. 3 balls and 1 strike. As a pitcher, you cannot deviate from your game plan, just as we talked about when we were in Oakland on that foul ball that knocked out the home plate umpire in that one. You just got to continue to approach the strike zone and the game plan as you were, as if Gibson was still behind the plate.
Yeah, you're a pitch to contact guy. You're going to get ground balls. You got to stay in that same plane if you're a pitcher that throws like that.
3-1 rolled foul just in front of Alfredo Griffin. Full count now. Bounce over to second. Kipnis, the second baseman, has it. The inning comes to an end. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left on. 5 in the books, 7-0 Angels.
Coors Light freeze can. We talked about Mark Trumbo trying to get that swing back in the second inning. He certainly had some good balance on this pitch on the inner half. Good weight shift, getting that pitch out in front, and a base hit in the left field. The work in progress to get back that swing for Mark Trumbo. Solid in that first at bat. That was our Coors Light freeze can, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Trumbo getting to start over at first base with Albert getting the day off. Irvin said, Tana back to work. Ezekiel Carrera, the left fielder, leads things off. 1 ball, no strikes. Irvin has just thrown his 69th pitch. That one's it for a strike. 1-1 on Carrera, who grounded out to Ibar to end the third.
Good pace for Irvin tonight, not wasting time in between pitches. Good focus.
2-2. Full count. Top of the order, and Jason Kipnis on deck. It's Drupal Cabrera after that. This one lined past Trumbo into right field. Torrey over to try to cut it off. Does so. Carrera's got good speed as Torrey fires it in. And he'll hold Carrera to a single.
Nice job by Torrey cutting that baseball off. Carrera hit that ball right on the nose. High fastball from Irvin. There's little things you can do as a position player. Here by Torrey cutting that off, it still keeps a double play in order for Irvin. A lot of times you'll see an outfielder just try to play that ball off the wall, concede the double. But Torrey Hunter cuts it off and keeps Carrera at first base.
Check in on Carrera. Kipnis 1 for 2. He had a single in the first inning and grounded out to Asturis in the fourth. Tying him up. Trumbo picks that up in fair territory, and it's an out. Carrera advances to second.
Good decision by Trumbo, getting that baseball before it can go foul. You need outs as the game progresses. You have a 7-0 lead.
As Drupal Cabrera 1 for 2, a single in the fourth. One ball, one strike. Second time tonight that the Indians have had a man in scoring position. The other coming in the fourth. This one lifted. On the third base side, Callaspo is going to run out of room. Let's go back to the previous foul ball. Nice catch in the stands behind home plate. Ball ricocheted a little bit with Child in hand. No endangerment whatsoever.
No, never a doubt.
Great catch.
And a photo opportunity also.
One-two pitch. Rolled foul. And this one down the corner, and that will stay in fair territory. Carrera will come in to score, and Cabrera on the second with an RBI double. He picks up his 51st RBI of the season. 7-1 Angels.
Both hits by the Indians this inning were on high pitches from Irvin. Doing a great job as far as staying downstairs with his 90-91 mile-an-hour fastball and good slider too. His fastball is up, and Cabrera jumped all over that one. '27 double and 51st RBI for him.
One out, one on for Shin-Soo Choo, the right fielder, who struck out and drawn a walk. Four hits now for Cleveland. 1 ball, no strikes. One ball, one strike. Ground ball toward the middle. Asturis to his right has it. 2 outs. Cabrera advances to third.
Good hands by Asturis. Quick transfer, a strong throw to Trumbo to get the second out. Well, nice job, smooth as far as the transfer. Good throw, the Trumbo.
Carlos Santana takes a big rip, fouls it back, and it's 0-1. Check out our GoPro bullpen cam as Irvin is at 84 pitches. Jason Isringhausen begins to loosen. Oh, 1 pitch upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and two.
Another good slider from Irvin. Got Santana on that exact pitch back in the 4th inning. Hard slider down and in.
Now the 1-2. Down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Left that one up.
In this inning, a few pitches that have been up in the zone. Cleveland has jumped all over it. Cabrera with a base hit. And Torrey did a nice job of cutting it off down the line, and then Cabrera with a double on a similar type of pitch.
Full count. Michael Brantley is on deck. 21 pitches thrown by Santana here in the 6th. 1 run in for Cleveland. RBI double by his dribble Cabrera. Here's the payoff. Bounce to second. Asturis has it on 2 hops, and the inning will come to an end. The Indians get on the board on a couple of hits. We will head to the bottom of the 6th. 7-1 Halos. Angels Baseball is brought to you by the amazing grilled cheese bacon burger, only at Carl's Jr. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T Rethink Possible. And by Dodge. Halos up 7-1 as we start this bottom of the 6th inning. Roberto Hernandez is back out on the mound. Irvin Santana talking things over with Albert Pujols. Limiting the damage. That's what we've talked about with Irvin all season long, and not letting an inning get away from him. Threw some more pitches, but limited to just 1 run.
Yeah, he got 3 ground ball outs during the course of that inning. It's funny when you just look at Albert is talking. I learned so much talking to position players during the course of a game, what they were looking for against a pitcher. And he even made that motion about dropping his elbow and his wrist on a slider. It's that conversations and so much you can learn from his position player. Irvin can ask Pujols, what would you be looking for against me in certain counts? It's invaluable lessons you can learn from a guy who's swinging the bat, especially one that can swing the bat like Pujols.
0-1 pitch to Wells is down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vernon tonight is 0 for 2. He's picked up a couple of runs batted in. He also scored a run. Bounces this one over to third. Hanahan has it. 1 out. There comes Meiser Asturis. One ball, no strikes on Meiser, getting to start tonight at second base. 1 for 2, had a single in the second. Fly ball to center in the 4th. One ball, 1 strike. 81 pitches thrown by Hernandez. 50 have been strikes. No strikeouts, no walks. 9 hits.
Been busy with the glove. 5 plays at second base tonight.
That game in New York is now a final as the Yankees defeat the Rangers 3-2. So the Halos with an opportunity to pick up a game. As Meiser bounces this one foul. Alfredo Griffin's got this one. One ball, 2 strikes. 2-2 now. Bounce to second. Kipnis. Tire Asturis. 2 down.
Both pitchers in this game have got a lot of ground ball outs. It's part of Hernandez's game. Not 1 strikeout, not 1 walk.
Yeah, I'm going through the box score, if you will, and how things played out in that second inning. The Halos had some pretty good approaches against them. Of course, they took advantage of 3 big miscues by Cleveland to open it up. They already had a lead, but the ground ball that Wells hit, that would have been a tailor-made double play. Would have put a man at third with 2 outs. A couple of runs in already, but didn't happen. The Angels end up scoring 5 runs in that inning. Iannetta hits one foul down the left field line. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And when you're a sinker ball pitcher, you rely on your defense because you don't necessarily have that ability to get a strikeout when you need it. So you're going to try to get ground ball after ground ball. mentioned, Cleveland's defense has been pretty solid this year, but certainly not tonight.
Breaking pitch out toward left center field. This one will chase Brantley back. He pulls up. That is gone. Big fly for Chris Iannetta. 6th of the year. The Halos get that run back. 8-1 Angels.
Iannetta, the last couple games. Last night, 2 singles, 2 walks. Tonight, sac fly, RBI, and then a home run to center field. 6 home runs, 14 RBI for Iannetta. The approach, bringing Hernandez up in the strike zone, then attack the baseball. And that's what Iannetta was able to do.
Here's Mike Trout, 1 for 3 tonight. Trout hit his 22nd home run of the season in the 4th. 66th run batted in. This one out toward right field. Chu is there. And the inning comes to an end, but the Halos get a run back on the Iannetta home run. His 6th of the season. We're through 6. 8-1 Angels.
Take a look at our Nissan game reset with the Angels leading 8-1 here in the top of the 7th. The Angels scoring 5 runs in the 2nd inning, which they batted around. The Indians defense helped out with 3 errors made, and Urban Santana so far 6 innings pitched has been outstanding. It's 1 earned run coming in this game 1-8 in his career versus Cleveland. With that 1 win, a no-hitter. Iannetta with a big fly there at the bottom of the 6th inning and doing a great job as far as handling Urban tonight, as far as getting that pace and working all his pitches in there.
Urban had 90 pitches. The 91st is up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Michael Brantley, Casey Kochman, Brent Lillibridge for the Indians. One ball, 1 strike. Brantley's 0 for 2. That's one thing we haven't seen a whole lot from Urban this year, when he's been locked in and being able to throw a get it over breaking pitch in a hitter's count. 2-2. Now he's back in the count.
And that's the one thing Mike Butcher has tried to work with a number of his pitchers. It's Urban Santana, Garrett Richards when he was up earlier, be able to throw a slider in a fastball count. Very important. Urban's been a tough go. He started since that 1 here, but his last 2-3 starts much better as far as strikes in that zone.
Highball retires Brantley, 1 out. Hey, today's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. They're watching around the world in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. We welcome you and we thank you for your service. This one lifted down the line. Callaspo and Ibar giving chase, and Alberto runs out of room. Would have been a very tough play for Alberto, though. I think a fan reached over, made the catch near the tarp.
Good hustle, though, by Callaspo. Van made a good play, though.
Yeah. Home team. FYI.
Brought the glove, the game, made a nice play.
He did. Did he go? No. 2 balls and a strike. Two balls, 2 strikes. Kochman's 0 for 2. The ground ball to first and a ground ball to second.
Like we said last night, Casey Kochman, the guy that hits anything up in his zone very well. If Urban can throw that nasty slider down and in, he's got a chance of getting Kochman out.
Breaking pitch, got him looking down, goes Kochman, 2 down. 4th strikeout of the night for Santana, 3 looking.
Mike, great spot on this hard slider. Pitched before, slider down and in, almost got Kochman to swing it. This one catches the zone.
Foul back and out of play. No ball to a strike. Lillibridge hitting the start at shortstop tonight is lined out and has struck out. 4 punch outs, 1 walk for Urban. 4 hits allowed. Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch.
See if Urban get a nice strikeout here to finish off his night through 7. He's had that good hard slider. Good chance to expand his zone against Lillibridge here.
In the air to right. Playable for Torrey. Moving to his left. Urban Santana through 7 innings tonight. First time he's gotten to at least 7 since June 23rd. He leads at 8-1. Well, as we pointed out, the last time that Irvin Santana has gone at least 7 innings was on June 23rd against the Dodgers when he went 8 innings in that one. Appears to be done after 7 tonight. 4 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts, and a walk.
Well, it's good to see that smile again from Irvin. Great job tonight. It's 1 walk once again for him. 4 punch-outs.
Roberto Hernandez is done as well. 91 pitches in his first start of the season. 8 runs, 5 earned on 10 hits, 6 innings of work tonight. Ismael Rogers comes on in his place. Rogers to face 2, 3, and 4. Ibar, Hunter, and Morales. Eric fouls off the first pitch. Ibar tonight 1 for 3, had an RBI triple in the second. Pulled over to second. Kipnis has it going to his left. 1 out.
Now it's time for an AT&T U-verse replay. Torrey Hunter trying to come home and score on a wide throw from Chu. Slides in and the cleats come up and catch. Greg Gibson behind the plate, who was in position to make the call, cut around his eye and had to leave the game. Was certainly doing a tremendous job till that point when he got hit on that collision that place with Torrey Hunter.
1 ball, no strikes on Hunter. 0 for 2 tonight with a ground out, a pop up, and a hit by pitch, and then of course being thrown out at the plate. One ball, 1 strike on Torrey, facing Rogers, the former Colorado Rocky. Pitched in 23 games with the Rockies this year, 0-2 with an 8.06 ERA. And now pitching in his 25th game as a member of the Indians. He's done a nice job as Torrey fouls this one back. Rogers 1-1 record of 261 earned run average as a member of the Indians.
Torrey's had some pitches to hit, just missed a couple times. That one there, 96-mile-an-hour fastball. He was all over that one.
Another 1-2. Breaking pitch. Gets underneath this one. Out to shallow center. Brantley is there. 2 outs. Folks, on Saturday, the Halos will be taking on the Rays. That's a 6:05 start. Kids 2 to 14 in attendance will receive a C.J. Wilson backpack, courtesy of Safe at Home while supplies last. Purchase tickets today at the Angel Stadium ticket office or by logging on at angels.com. That is also the night that the 2002 World Champion Angels will be inducted into the Angels Hall of Fame. Pre-game festivities.
Should be an exciting night.
Morales takes down low. Kendricks has had a nice game tonight. 3 for 3, 2 singles and a double. Lifts this one out to left. Carrera is there. Rogers has himself a 1, 2, 3, 7. We will head to the 8th with the Angels leading this one 8-1.
Jaguar game summary. And Trout homers, solo shot in the 4th inning. A line drive into left field bullpen for Cianetta in the 6th inning. It's a rocket off the rock pile. And Urban Santana has been outstanding. 7 innings. Nasty slider gets Chu. Another slider on the inside part of the plate gets Casey Kochman. 1 of 4 strikeouts for Urban. As the Angels lead this one 8-1 in the top of the 8th. Jason Isringhausen in the game. Now the pitch for the Angels. Peter Borges in center field. Mike Trout moves left, and Vernon Wells moves from left to right field. And Torrey Hunter now out of the game for the Angels.
Jason Isringhausen takes over for Urban Santana. He went 7 innings tonight. 1 run. It was earned. 4 strikeouts and a walk. Jason will be pitching at his 42nd game. 3-2 record at .329 earned run average. He last pitched in Monday's contest, went 1 inning, had 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Here in the 8th, Cleveland will have Hanahan, Carrera, and Kipnis. 8, 9, and 1 for the Tribe. 4 hits tonight for Cleveland, 10 for the Angels. First one is in for a strike. Hanahan, a third baseman, 0 for 2. He's popped to short, hit a fly ball to center. Cody Allen's up and loosening now for Cleveland. He's pitching to bottom of the 8th. 1-2. Lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Angels bullpen trying to get the final 6 outs. Give Urban Santana victory. His first since July the 30th, and just his second. It would be just his second since June the 16th. This one ripped into right field, a base hit on a 2-2 pitch. So the leadoff man is on board for Cleveland, and that'll bring up Ezekiel Carrera. Carrera tonight 1 for 2. A ground down and a single. A 1 pitch. He's in there. An 0-2 count. Rays rolling into town. More than likely already in town after having a perfect game thrown against them by Felix Hernandez earlier this afternoon. David Price going for the Rays tomorrow night. Dan Herron will be going for the Angels. It's down in the dirt. Nice job by Iannetta. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Price has had a great year, 15 and 4 with a .250 earned run average. Halos over the weekend will have Herron, Weaver, Wilson, Greinke. And it's a travel day, off day on Monday, heading out to Boston. Rare bounces this one to the right side. Estorces only plays at first. And you get the speedy left fielder for the first out.
It's not an easy play at all for Estorces to be able to get that play at first.
Check out those Chevron starting pitchers for tomorrow night.
David Price throwing the ball exceptionally well. 151 strikeouts for him, just 48 walks. Rate ERA 2.50 versus Dan Herron. And Dan's been throwing the ball better of late. Big thing for him is establishing his cut fastball and split finger fastball. He kind of went away from him as far as using the split finger fastball last game out.
1 ball, no strikes on the leadoff man at second baseman, Jason Kipnis. Kipnis tonight 1 for 3, a single in the first. Two balls and a strike, just missed off the plate. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Remember, we're playing with a 3-man umpire crew, so Phil Cuzzy, the third base umpire, is between the mound and second base, making that call on the check swing. The 3-1 pitch. He walked him. So 2 men on with 1 out, and Asdrubal Cabrera coming up.
Number 13. Designated hitter Asdrubal Cabrera.
Cabrera's had a multi-hit game tonight. A single back in the 4th inning, an RBI double in the 6th, both off of Santana. Bounced foul off his leg. Maybe he got his right knee. Hard breaking pitch down and in.
And that cut fastball that was tried to turn on. The sharp break he had on that pitch at the end brings it inside and right off the leg.
So Cabrera back in the batter's box with an 0-1 count. Oh, 2. Yeah, throw another one in there.
Oh, you got to. Well, that was a pitcher you're tempted to throw something on the outer part of the plate because he's already opening up his front hip, trying to swing and hit the ball to the right side as it is.
This one pulled foul. Hanahan with the leadoff single stands at second. Kipnis with the 1-out walk stands at first. Angels with 5 runs in the second. 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the sixth. As Cabrera goes down, swing on that fastball away, 2 down.
Just like we suspected, because he's opened up that front hip, that outer part of the plate would be wide open. And Isringhausen hits the spot.
So 2 outs, 2 on, and here's Shin Soo-Choo, right fielder. A strikeout, a walk, and a ground out. 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Halos trying to win back-to-back games for the first time since July 30th and 31st. That was the first 2 games of that 10-game road trip, the first 2 in Texas. Hitting the air to straightaway center field, hit well. Borges is back there at the wall, and that is gone. A 3-run home run for the Cleveland Indians. It is 8-4 Angels.
14th home run for Chu. Now 47 RBI. One fastball right at the heart of the plate. Chu with good power to dead center field. He's trying to time his leap, but that ball is just too far over the fence.
Now they fell behind at 2 balls and no strikes, and Chu pulled the trigger. Now with 47 runs batted in.
5th home run that Isringhausen has allowed this year.
And ironically, as we talk about the back-to-back wins and having not won a series since the 3-game set against Kansas City here, July 23rd through the 25th. Still has been stressful when they have picked up W's as far as Jepson, as far as his bullpen is concerned. Jepson now warming up. Still an 8-4 lead, but would like for one time, if not on a couple of occasions, to have back-to-back games where it's stress-free. They get a good start, a clean outing from the bullpen.
What it does, it forces other members of the bullpen to have to get up and start throwing instead of just having 1 or 2 guys finish it off.
2-1 on Santana, who's 0 for 3 tonight.
We've often said it's not necessarily all the times coming in the game, it's how many times you get up and warm up as a bullpen member.
Three and 1. This one out toward left center field. Trout is there. Makes the catch. The inning comes to an end. But Cleveland gets 3 on 1 swing of the bat by Shin-Soo Choo. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. 8-4 Halos.
Coors Light, cold hard blast in the 4th inning. Mike Trout worked a 3-1 count, got a fastball down and in, and deposited into the stands. His 22nd home run, 66th RBI for Mike Trout.
Bottom of the 8th inning, 8-4 Angels. New pitcher on for the Cleveland Indians. Cody Allen takes over on the mound here. They'll be facing Mark Trumbo. Allen takes over for Ismael Rogers, who went 1 inning and faced 3 batters in the 7th inning. Allen's made a quick rise through the Indians farm system. He was a 23rd round pick in last year's draft out of High Point University. That's in North Carolina. Split this year between A-ball, Double-A, and most recently a stop at Triple-A Columbus. He was 3-2 there with a 1.87 ERA. The first one is inside. 1 ball, no strikes on Trumbo. Mark today is 1 for 3. A single with a run scored, a fly to right, and a bouncer back to the mound. Allen, the second member of last year's draft class to get to the big leagues. 1-1. Trevor Bauer, the starter. The Arizona Diamondbacks, 3rd overall selection. The first.
Bauer definitely has an interesting routine to get ready for a game. A long tossing, a different type of delivery.
1-1 on the way. Breaking pitch. It's inside. 2 balls and a strike. Allen with 9 scoreless outings to start his career this far. Made his big league debut on July the 20th. Two-1. Trumbo was on that fastball straight back 2-2.
Now that's the swing Mark's been looking for. He had a good swing back in the 2nd inning for a base hit. That was a solid swing there. Boy, after a swing like that on your fastball, more than likely as a pitcher, you're throwing a breaking pitch the very next one. Maybe you ought to think about throwing a breaking pitch to another fastball. And that one, Trumbo on again. And that one at 95.
Breaking pitch, foul back. Allen last year in his first season of professional baseball, 23 games through a number of different stops, 5-1, a 1.65 ERA. He had 54 2/3 innings under his belt, 75 strikeouts, 14 walks in his first year of professional baseball. And with an arm like this and commanding the strike zone and keeping that ratio where you want it to be, in his case 3 to 4 to 1.
That's impressive. When you have that type of fastball, still you can throw strikes with it.
2-2 again. Lined into center field. That's a base hit. Leadoff man is on board. Second hit of the game for Trumbo.
A good swing. Some good swings to add that at bat for Trumbo. Well, just better balance. Even though it was a pretty tough pitch, he stayed with it, hit it right back up the middle. Second hit of the game. It's a tough pitch.
First multi-hit game for Mark since Wednesday's contest up in Oakland when he homered. That was his 29th home run. He's on board leading off this 8th inning. Aspa takes outside. 1-0. Alberto 2 for 3. Couple of singles, an RBI, and a ground out. A base hit by Trumbo, the 11th hit for the Angels tonight. Hernandez gave up 10 in 6 innings. 8 runs, 5 earned for Hernandez in his first start this season. 1-1. Urban Santana, 7 innings, 1 run, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts. One of his better starts this year.
Maybe that's the type of start tonight for Urban that's going to get on a roll. Saw that time when he threw the no-hitter last year against Cleveland. He got on a real good roll after that.
Aspa fouls it off 1-2. Well, you mentioned that. This is probably his best start since that June 23rd game we were talking about. And that was against the Dodgers here. Went 8 innings and now gave up 3 runs, 2 earned, had 10 strikeouts, no walks. But the start prior to that, he had the complete game shutout against the Diamondbacks, in which he had that perfect game working until the Justin Upton base hit. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Finished off with a 1-hitter in that game, just 1 walk allowed. So Urban's thrown a no-hitter in his career and has also thrown a 1-hitter in his career.
Two on the way. Outside. Full count. Wells is on deck. Trumbo takes off. The 3-2 is fouled off the left.
Not a bad decision for Mike Scioscia. Callasco's always been difficult to strike out, so he's going to put the ball in play. Have that movement from Trumbo.
Trumbo again takes off, and Callasco fouls this one off the left.
Well, getting some running in. He's going to be with you tomorrow for that cooking contest, isn't he?
Trumbo and Borges back at it. Troy Hawkins. Rod Carew will be there. Troy Percival. And he walked him. So a single followed by a walk, and the Angels have their first 2 batters on board here in the 8th. Wells looks at a strike. Vernon's 0 for 3 this evening. A couple of runs batted in. Has 18 now on the year. He's got Trumbo at second, Callasco at first. No balls and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, trying to climb the ladder on Wells. Picked up an RBI in the second inning on the error by Littlebridge, and then had the other RBI in the fielder's choice. And that was in the 3rd. Couple of men on with nobody out here in the 8th. The 1-2. It's fouled back.
Vernon had a pretty good fastball to hit there at 94. Middle part of the plate, fouled it straight back.
And now Santana and Allen going to talk things over here.
Seems like Allen's had a tough time commanding his slider in the strike zone, so Vernon can look for a fastball here.
There's the 1-2 upstairs. Got around that breaking pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And getting too quick with his slider. So you mentioned Vernon has to be thinking and sitting fastball here.
Trumbull led off this 8th inning with a single. Kayaspa followed with a walk. 2-2. Just missed low. Full count. Payoff pitch, and that is hit high and deep down the left field line. The question is, did he pull it too much? And he did.
Well, he got that fastball he knew he was going to get. Inner half of the plate and just pulled it foul.
.22 pitches thrown so far by Allen here in the 8th. And he walked up. The bases are loaded for Meiser Asturis. Ruben Niebla, the pitching coach, the interim pitching coach, out to pay a visit. Tony Sipp, the left-hander, now is warming up. The Angels have not seen him in this series. This inning, Cody Allen, 7 pitches to Trumbull, a single, 8 pitches to Kayaspa, a walk, and 8 pitches to Wells, also resulting in a walk. Nobody out here in the 8th. 8-4 Angels. Kevin Jepson's ready to go in the bullpen for the Halos in the 9th, it seems like.
And Allen now with 9 walks in 11 1/3 innings pitch here at the major league level.
It looks like maybe Stephen Geltz may have joined in warming up with Jepson if this game opens up a little bit. It sure is. There's Geltz on the right wearing Jepson's old number. Infield is in for Cleveland. Meiser Asturis is 1 for 3 tonight. Had a single back in the second. A bunt single. 1-0.
Well, if you're Meiser, you can be patient right here. Force Allen to bring something to the inner part of the plate.
1-0 pitch. 2-0. .2-0 on the way. 2-1. Meiser perhaps a little over anxious there. That pitch a little bit up and away.
And you want to bring that on the inner half. That's when you can do some damage.
Popped up on the infield fly rule. Called. One out. There's Chris Iannetta. Base is still loaded with one out. Iannetta with a sacrifice fly, a ground out, and a solo home run. That came in the 6th inning. He's 1 for 2. He's got Trumbo at third, Callaspo at second, Wells at first. Indians, of course, now with one out, play their infield back, looking for the double play ball. Swing and a miss, challenge it with a fastball. Angels this season, a .309 team batting average with the bases loaded. 2 grand slams. Callaspo in Seattle, Kendrys Morales in Texas. Mike Trout's on deck. 0-1 pitch. Bouncer to third. Hanahan has it. A little bit of a bobble. 5-4-3. Inning-ending double play. So the Angels load them up with nobody out and get nothing out of it. We will head to the 9th. 8-4 Halos.
Crazy you can taste. And by Southern California Toyota. Check out the full line of fuel-efficient vehicles at your Southern California Toyota dealer.
Top of the 9th inning. Halos up 8-4. And Mike Scioscia's turned the ball over to Kevin Jepsa to get the final 3 outs in this one. Give the Angels their 62nd victory. It would be Ervin Santana's 6th win of the year. And it would allow the Angels to pick up a game in the American League West standings. But still 3 outs to record. Let's get those 3 and get out of Dodge and get here tomorrow for the Tampa Bay Rays series that begins tomorrow night.
And Kevin Jepsen's been consistent since coming back. AAA, fastball command. He's been throwing that fastball 97 to even 99. Cut fastball has been effective, as has his slider.
Jason Isringhausen worked the 8th inning, gave up 3 runs on 2 hits, including the home run to Shin-Soo Choo. Had 1 strikeout and 1 walk. And Jepsen will face Michael Brantley to lead off this 9th inning. He'll be followed by Casey Kochman and then Brent Littlebridge, barring any pinch hitters. First one's in for a strike. Brantley's 0 for 3. Fly to right, a fielder's choice, and a ground ball to short. Cleveland will be heading up to the Bay Area. They've got an off day tomorrow, and then beginning of series against the Oakland A's on Friday night. Swing and a miss. It is 0-2.
That cut fastball has some life on it at the end. 94-mile-an-hour pitch for Kevin Jepsen.
Down at the dirt, 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's Jepson's 1-2. It's down and in. Fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kevin threw last night just 1/3 of it and gave up a hit. Finished off the 8th inning after Kochman hit the 2-run home run off of LaTroy Hawkins. Called strike 3. Down goes Bradley. There's out number 1.
97-mile-an-hour fastball on the corner. Great pitch from Jepson. You can't throw a pitch any better than that, especially when you're throwing it at 97 miles an hour. Credit Mike Butcher working with Kevin Jepson as far as shortening up his stride, more consistently getting in the strike zone.
Fastball is in for a strike on Kochman. Casey's 0 for 3, couple of ground outs and a strikeout as he went down looking in the 7th. Ervin Santana, 7 innings tonight, 1 run, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Kochman tardy on that pitch. Lasers that one into the seats. It's 0-2. Count remains at 0-2. $37,554 in the house tonight. Our thanks again to Garrett Anderson for joining us back in the 2nd inning. He'll be out of the rocks with Chris McGee and Jose Mota. Angels Live post-game edition. Check swing. He went around, says the home plate umpire, Manny Gonzalez. 2 down.
I'm going to give Garrett Anderson credit, too, for coming up here in the booth and getting 3 quick outs.
Yeah. He might even take credit for it out on the rocks for having Ervin be on track and with a very good tempo because of Garrett's visit into the booth.
Yes, and the fact that he never stepped on that mound at all.
He respects that mound way
Yes,
too
he does.
much. This according to Garrett. Brent Lillibridge looks at a fastball at 97 for a strike. He's 0 for 3 tonight with a line out, a strikeout, and a fly to right. A 1 pitch inside. We're told that home plate umpire Greg Gibson had some stitches over his left eye. Was taken to the hospital and the precautionary X-rays. Make sure he's all right. Which is good news. 1-1. Chopper off the plate. That's going to be a fair ball. Lillibridge stopped running. Jepson throws him out at first. Light that baby up as the Halos take this one and the series tonight. The final 8-4.
Boy, some good approaches at the plate. It's 3 sinker ball starters for the Indians, but the reality is the big story, Ervin Santana, 7 very good innings pitched. Chris Iannetta did a nice job behind the plate, also mixing a home run. Mike Trout a home run. Some solid approaches, hitting that ball back through the middle, and good contact. That big 5-run 2nd inning, which they hit around. Got some breaks, 3 errors made by the Indians defense, and the Angels capitalized on it.
Yeah, the Angels certainly capitalized in that 2nd inning. 5 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors by the Cleveland Indians, and then never looked back. You mentioned Santana's performance. He picks up his 6th win of the season. Roberto Hernandez, making his first start of the season for the Cleveland Indians, takes the loss as he ended up going 6 innings, allowing 8 runs, 5 earned. He struck out no one and walked no one. The Halos pick up their first series win in a while, going back to that Kansas City Royals series, the 23rd through the 25th of July, and pick up a game in the standings. Now 6 back in the American League West, with Texas losing earlier tonight. We're waiting for Chris Iannetta, who's down on the field, and I think he is ready to go. We welcome in Chris Iannetta, the catcher for the Angels. Chris, Nice job tonight, and want to talk a little bit about Irvin Santana's approach against this Cleveland Indians team. This was probably his best performance, as we were talking about, since he had those back-to-back starts against the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers, and this was going back to toward late June.
Yeah, just did a really good job of commanding the strike zone. He mixed up both his pitches, he mixed in his changeup too. But the biggest thing was strike one and staying with that the whole game.
Yeah, Chris, I think you did a great job as far as keeping his tempo going. Even when he had a little bit of a rust spot during the game, you went out to talk to him and get him back to that approach of attacking that strike zone.
Yeah, he did a great job. Anytime he got into trouble, he slowed it down when he needed to. He picked up the pace when he needed to. It was just a great job by him.
Offensively for yourself and this Angels ball club, did it help this team facing three similar type of pitchers as far as sinker ballers in the approach going into tonight's ball game?
We faced three really good pitchers, and we did a really good job with our approach. We stayed as calm as we could. We tried to put up as many runs as we could, and we did a good job, and our pitching staff helped us out.
Boy, a couple walks last night, a couple singles. You carried that in today, and then you hit the home run in the center field. You got yourself in a good hitter's count and went right back up the middle. Is that the approach you try to take against sinker ball pitchers?
Yeah, just try to see it up, try to get a good pitch, and barrel it up.
Chris, as always, we appreciate it. A nice job tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Chris Iannetta, Angels catcher, behind the plate tonight as Irvin Santana picks up his 6th win of the season. The Angels now 62-56 on the season. And you cannot forget about Mike Trout's 22nd home run of the year as well. Stick around. Chris McGee, Jose Mota, Garrett Anderson will be breaking it down with Angels Live post-game edition. That is coming up next.